Hi, this is Steven Slate, and today I'm extremely excited to announce a partnership between Slate Digital and Eosis. Many of you know that Eosis is the brand that is owned by Slate Digital co-founder and chief designer Fabrice Gabriel. So the product that we have first partnered on is the Air and Earth modules for Virtual Mix Rack. Now, if you have the Slate Digital Everything bundle, you'll get these for free, but you can also purchase these from Eosis. Now, these are taken directly from Eosis's famous Air EQ. So let's talk about the modules. Air adds this incredible silky air to any tracker source. It's breathy, it's open, it's deep, it's detailed. The Air module also has a high cut filter that has a variable slope from 6 dB to 36 dB per octave. It's super musical, and this goes together with this process so well. We're gonna hear that as well. Earth adds this unbelievably powerful bottom. It's strong, but it's not boomy, it's not muddy. Again, it's a very unique process that Fabrice created, and he created these processes by tweaking it on real music, because Fabrice himself is an incredible musician. Earth also has a filter. It's a low cut. Again, it has a variable slope from 6 dB to 36 dB per octave. So let's hear these things in action. The first thing I'm going to play for you is a vocal track. Let's just hear how it sounds now.
I'll be dancing in the rain with nothing more than a t-shirt on.
So that sounds okay, but we want to add some more air, some depth. I want her words to pop out of the speakers. This is a nice poppy vocal, and let's make it sound that way. So what I did is I copied this vocal track onto this fader. And let's load up Virtual Mix Rack. You can see I have the Air module. What I'm going to do is I'm going to crank some air. Then I'm going to use the high cut, and I'm going to tailor the very top end of the process. So check this out.
I'll be dancing in the rain with nothing more than a t-shirt on. I'll be dancing in the rain with nothing more than a t-shirt on.
So I went a little over the top, and you'll see why in a second, because I brought out all that air, all that detail, all that silk. Now watch what happens when I start to blend that fader into the dry vocal fader.
I'll be dancing in the rain with nothing more than a t-shirt on. I'll be dancing in the rain with nothing more than a t-shirt on. I'll be dancing in the rain with nothing more than a t-shirt on.
Now that is just gorgeous. To me, that is worth the price of admission alone. In fact, this is an artist named Eden Jones, and I loved what this effect did to her vocal so much, I ended up remixing the track just so I can get that new vocal sound, and it sounds incredible. So now let's hear some drums. So they don't sound bad, but there's a few problems that I've noticed. For one, I need more snare. I want more stick attack. I want more detail, and I want more snare sizzle. The other thing I notice is that there's a washiness to the top end. It's probably coming from the room mic, so we need to do something with them. One last problem is there just seems like there's a lack of openness in the kick, because I'm hearing a lot of the direct kick. I'm not really hearing it much from the room. So those are the three things I'm going to take care of. Let's start off with the snare. So we've copied the snare. Here's the copy fader. I've got a Virtual Mix Rack loaded. And what we're going to do is I'm going to use the Air module to increase that stick attack, increase the depth, the sizzle, and I'm going to make that snare pop out of the mix. So that's going to be the first thing. Let's do it. So you can hear that I started to increase the air. Then I started to shape the top end of that boost with the high cut filter. And now I mixed it in with the dry snare. You can see it's just a bit under there. And we have all of that stick attack. One more time. Let's take a listen. That's going to pop out of the mix much better. I like that a lot. Now let's go to those room mics. Let's just take a listen to them soloed. Okay, so we need more of that kick. Earth is going to take care of that for us. Let's start dialing that in because I want to hear some of that kick sound in these room mics. And there it is. It really sounds natural too. You can hear it just brings out the natural resonance of that kick. You can hear a little bit of that beater. You can hear the decay better. This is a wonderful, wonderful process. Now, the next thing I'm going to do with the Air module is I'm going to take away that brashy top end that sounds a little too washy. I'm going to use the high cut filter. I'm going to keep it on the 6 dB per octave slope, which I really love. It's very natural. Again, this goes fully variable to 36 dB per octave if needed. For now, we're just going to use it on 6 dB. Let's take a listen. And that just cleaned it right up. That's really amazing. Let's take a listen to the whole mix. And I'm going to keep this open just in case I want to customize this more. So some of you might be asking, what is the difference between the Earth and Air modules and something like the high and low lift? And the answer is that when you walk into a studio, you often see tons of different kinds of compressors and equalizers. And the reason you see that is because each of these processors has its own unique design. And just the same, Earth and Air have a completely unique design and sound that differs from high lift, low lift, revival, and any other processor. They're all unique. And in fact, they work really well together. Let's first take a listen to this dance mix. Neither of the processes is in. So this dance mix is clearly weak on the low end. It sounds like whoever mixed this might have had, some room acoustic problems, and maybe they thought they were hearing more lows than were actually in the mix. So it definitely needs more low end power. We're going to use both lift and Earth to give this thing some really beautiful lows. So I'm going to start off by adding a little bit of the low lift on the big setting. That's going to add some overall mass. And then Earth, I'm going to start to crank, and that's going to add some overall definition and power. And the bottom is going to sound enormous, but not boomy and not muddy. Here we go. So that thing is ready to blast out of the dance club speakers. The low end sounds incredible now. So that's it for this tutorial on these wonderful new EOSIS modules. Again, if you have the Slate Digital Everything Bundle, these modules come free. You can also purchase the modules at eosis.com. Stay tuned for lots more great tutorials from Slate Digital, and as usual, happy mixing.